story time. So when I was about, I want to say 10, 11, around there, I was really young at age, more like 6. This was back when when the street lights are on thing was about, and as long as you were back when the street lights were on, your parents didn't really care where you were. So back then, I could walk a lot better than I could now. And I was about, I want to say, a block away from my house. I lived downtown. And they were doing some construction. So I had to find a way around, like across the street. But my usual way to cross the street was not available. So I had to cross this really busy road. And I'm walking around trying to figure out the safest way to do it. This lady stops me and goes, "Honey, are you lost?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to find a different way to cross the street because the crosswalk is closed." And back then, I had a very significant lift, as I do as well today, because I have a leg length discrepancy and cerebral palsy, so my gait is very abrupt and very limpy, and I don't have the greatest balance. So obviously this lady is very concerned to see a young 6-year-old walking around by themselves, which I can understand. But anyway, she leaves me to my own devices. She doesn't offer to help or anything. She just kind of leaves. Anyway, I end up finding a way across the road due to another nice, kind gentleman helping me out and stopping the flow of traffic. But I'm about, I want to say, 2 blocks away from my house. At this point, I see a cop car approaching very slowly. And I'm like, oh geez, was I like breaking the law somehow? Was I going to get fined for jaywalking? Whatever, did I get caught? Because like my mom always told me that jaywalking was a crime and it's something you shouldn't do. If you're gonna do it, don't get caught. So this cop approaches me very slowly, and at first I'm like, maybe he's just parking, maybe he, like the elderly woman, is concerned because there is a 6-year-old walking alone and he wants, like, to make sure I'm okay, whatever. Anyway, so he parks a little bit ahead of me and he is looking at me, so I just continue on my way until he goes, "Hey, girl, hey, little girl, can you come over here for a second?" And I'm like, what did I do? He's not really gonna find me for jaywalking, is he? So I approach his car and I'm like, "What's up?" He goes, "Are you lost?" And I go, "No, I live down the street." He goes, "Okay, how old are you?" And I go, "Like 11. He goes, "Really?" And I go, he's like, "Do you have any form of ID that can prove your age?" And I go, "No." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So here's the deal. This lady saw you walking down the road and is very concerned. Have you had anything to drink today?" And I go, "Apple juice," not really knowing what he was implying. And it wasn't until he pulled away that I actually realized he was implying alcohol. It clicked. That's when he thought I had been drinking, like the booze. And he goes, "This lady," she's very concerned because a young lady was walking down the street. You look too young to be walking down the street by yourself. I'm like, "Well, I'm not. I'm 11 and I'm not lost. I'm really close to my house. I'm just going to the music store." And I went to the music store literally right ahead of us and down the street to where my house is. And he kind of looks and he looks that way and he goes, "Oh, okay." are you sure apple juice is all you've had to drink today? I'm like, yeah, of course. Well, I've had water and milk this morning for breakfast, I think. He's like, oh, okay, well, you're limping and your gait is very wobbly. Have you been out in the sun too long? And I'm like, no. And he looks at me puzzled, and I'm like, oh, I have cerebral palsy. And he's like, oh, okay. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And he's like, all right, have a nice day. He pulls away, and I'm like, why is he concerned about the way I walk to that extent? Maybe if he thought I was hurt, it would make sense, but obviously not. So it took me a while, and he pulls away, but he like stays close by. Like he literally just turned his car so he could watch me walk into the music store. And yeah, he thought I was drunk. And this isn't the first time this happened. I'm assuming the same older woman called once again when I was walking to my friend's house, because another cop came up to me and goes, have you been drinking today? And I go, obviously. He's like, okay, why do you walk like that? Well, very rude. Very much scolding me, very much like you shouldn't be out by yourself. This cop literally just made me angry because he wasn't even trying to hide the fact that he thought that I was drinking. I was like, no, I'm disabled. I promise I'm disabled, blah, blah, blah. I'm not hurt. I'm not drinking. I'm just disabled. And he's like, oh, well, you should be out by yourself then. And I'm like, is there a law against disabled kids going out by themselves? He's like, well, no. And then I just walked away. I didn't end up going to my house. I ended up going home and telling my mom what happened, and then going back to my friend's house because I knew this cop was probably going to call my mom and make sure I was telling the truth. But this happened a few times because apparently I looked like a drunk person when I walked down the street. Anyway, that's my disabled story time. Hope you enjoyed it.